Hello, Rhys, my dear Welsh friend. What the fuck are we talking about today?
We're going to do like an episode in line with Remembrance Day. And it's all about the story of Leo Major. Have you ever heard about Leo Major?
I haven't.
Corporal Leo Major. Leo Major is an action hero name. And he did live an intense action hero life during World War II. And this is kind of, again, one of those Canadian stories that should have been a movie 3 or 4 times over with remakes by now.
This isn't going to be funny at all, is it? It's going to be like a very sad episode.
No, honestly, it's not. I mean, it is sad elements. It's war. Like, war is no picnic. But what it is an incredible, it's just like an action film. You know, there's it's kind of like, I don't know. That's the only way I can describe it. If you were going to write an action film, and I have seen action films that have scenes that play out like this.
Holy shit.
He's like one guy, and all he's got is a knife, and there's an army at the other side of the river, and he's got to like somehow defeat them on his own within 6 hours, or something terrible will happen. That is literally what the plot is.
I'm excited. Okay, play the music.
Okay, cool. Play the music.
What makes Canada boring?
Have you ever seen the flag? It's a leaf.
£1 million to go to Canada.
Canada is boring. I was actually shocked. I mean, from all the countries they could choose from.
Do you like maple syrup?
No, I don't. These Canadians ain't got a care in the world.
Get my country's name out of your fucking mouth.
I was like, oh, he's in Canada. All right. Okay, you communist.
The country needs you.
I'm Canadian.
But don't feel bad for Canada. Believe me, this is their strategy.
I'll tell you another thing, the beer sucks.
Don't run off to Canada. It's so boring there.
Hello and welcome to Canada is Boring. My name is Rhys, and with me is the infatigable Jesse Harley.
I've been awake for 7 days.
He will not be fatigued.
What's up,
anyway, how's it going? Well, again, we'll do the STD zone at the end for the small talk dimension, so you can learn about the stuff in our lives if you're interested in that or whatever. I don't care, bro. But for now, we're going to get on to the main content. So,
let's do
Jesse, it is Remembrance. Do you have any military family, Jesse?
Do I have any what, sorry?
Military family? Or are they all in the arts?
My grandfather was in the war. He blew up bridges, which is
nice.
Kind of neat.
I love it when everyone goes, yeah, I had a grandfather. They did, and then you just like insert epic thing here.
Right?
My grandfather was dropped behind enemy lines in North Africa with a Tommy gun and had to slow the German retreat.
Is that true?
Yeah. It's insane.
Seriously? Holy shit.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's fucking... Now we're comparing whose grandfather is cooler.
Oh no, they all got cool stories. Like they all did their own thing. It's not like it's not a competition, Jesse. This is my point. My point was.
I don't know. It's kind of a competition.
Everyone has cool. I mean, if it was, I'd won, but
yeah,
it wasn't.
I think you did definitely won. Yeah.
Now he was kind of one of the combined operations. It was like an early form of commando. That's like cool. Half soldier, half sailor kind of thing.
Right.
Well,
that's
anyway.
cool.
Anyway, I've actually got about 45 minutes of his recordings of his war memories, about 6 months before he died when I was like 4 years old, which I listen to from time to time. They're interesting.
That's very interesting. That's very cool.
Yeah. So anyway, let's talk about Leo Major and his story.
Okay. So
it was April 1945. Obviously, the war was in Europe was still kind of raging, but kind of not far from the end. And there's a city called Zwolle in the East Netherlands, sometimes known as Holland.
Okay.
So Zwolle is it's kind of a historic city. You know,
what was that? Sorry, what was the date again?
It was April 1945.
Right. Okay. So it is pretty close to the end. Yeah.
Yeah. So there was the Regiment de la Chauderie was part of the 3rd General Infantry Division under the 1st Canadian Army. And basically, by this time, the German troops were being driven out of the Netherlands back to Germany. And the Canadians were advancing north from the Rhine River and they were trying to liberate as much Dutch territory and open supply routes to civilians as possible, because at this time people were dying of famine because all of the Germans' priority was the war. They weren't bothering making sure civilians had food, so people were dying of starvation at this point in parts of
so Canadians were bringing them. What were they doing? They were liberating,
trying to push the Germans back and then bring food.
Wow. Okay.
So Zwolle was on an important crossroads and the rail and a railway line, and essentially because they just needed to keep moving forward, the Canadian plan was to just decimate the place with artillery to force the Germans out.
Okay.
And to get the Germans to go, fuck it, it's raining explosives, let's just go home.
And did it work?
Well, no, but that was the thing though. It was there were civilians there, starving civilians in those towns still.
Oh, so they didn't want to do that then.
They didn't want to do that, but they were kind of like, how did they keep moving things backwards and things? So this was kind of like what happened and kind of where things were. So it was kind of a situation about like we will have to destroy this. Not only is it full of people, but is also very historic town with like all these irreplaceable buildings and architecture and where these people
so that's kind of like
a
last resort sort of thing, but that they didn't want to do because of all the reasons you just mentioned. Yeah, all right.
Exactly. So there were two French Canadian soldiers, Corporal Leo Major and Corporal Willie Arsenault, who volunteered to scout.
What was his name?
Willie Arsenault?
Willie Arsenault. Not Arsenault? Willie Arsenault.
Willie Arsenault, yeah.
What?
Don't make fun of the name, he dies. I'm going to save the embarrassment now, Jesse. Willie is just short for William.
I'm assuming they're all dead. Like,
yeah, they are now, but some of war, some of old age.
Willie, this guy was Arsenault.
Arsenault, yeah.
I think that's how you...
Yeah.
Are you Arsenault?
Yes, that's it.
Yeah,
How do you say it? Arsenault.
Arsenault, I believe. I think that's how you pronounce it. I could be wrong, but
it's one of my pronunciations. Leo is easy to. Leo Major. I'm thankful for that easy to pronounce name. Or maybe I fucked it up. So they basically said they would scout at night to go and identify enemy positions, so that they could be a bit more accurate in how they targeted the artillery the following morning. So it wasn't just like, hey, let's just blow the shit out of everything. It was like, hey, there's a thing there, you should maybe target that.
Okay.
So, and just to give you a little bit on Leo Major. So he was born in the United States, but raised and educated in Quebec. His parents were French Canadian, so he was like, they kind of moved back with him. So he grew up speaking French, and it allowed him to communicate easily with French soldiers.
How long was he living in Canada for?
Oh, most of his life, he grew up in Canada.
Okay.
He was just born in the US and then came back. But he grew up in like the Great Depression, which was obviously needed resilience and self-reliance because nobody had anything.
Right.
And he was apparently when they did interviews, like in later life, everyone described him as independent and rebellious, like really tough. He did a lot of manual jobs that were known for strength and endurance, and he was good at it. He didn't like authority, especially discipline. And one of the streaks of his personality that shone through was kind of his defiance during the war, and he was also kind of adventurous and very risk tolerant, and a scrapper who didn't shy away from confrontation. So he wasn't afraid of a fight either. So because of that attitude, he would often ignore orders and do what he thought was a better thing, and usually it would work out for him and he would become distinguished for it.
That's awesome.
Kind of like the A-Team.
Kind of like the A-Team, yes, exactly like the A-Team, Rhys. Yeah,
exactly. My favorite show as a kid, so I'm glad I could bring that up.
There you
go. So Major and Arsenault crossed into the German lines after dark alone.
Okay.
However,
who was? This is Willie. So Leo Major and Willie Arsenault, and they were. Yeah.
Let's call them Leo and Willie.
Leo and Willie. Okay,
but so they crossed into the German lines. After
they were
dark.
fellow soldiers, or was
they were
one
two French Canadian soldiers? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So at this point, Leo only had one eye because a grenade blew up near his face.
Jesus.
but he could have gone home, but he continued to fight front line totally voluntarily.
That's amazing.
So with one eye in the dark, they crossed the river into German lines.
Oh, damn it. We missed an opportunity. I was about to say the words, it's too bad it wasn't Willie that lost the eye, which is a horrible sentence to say no matter what the context. But if it was, then we could have called him One-Eyed Willie from the Goonies. So,
but you can't.
I know. That's
so. Never mind. It didn't pan out for you this time, did it, Jess?
Add that to my list of regrets.
No. So they entered alone, and all they had was a Sten gun and grenades.
All they had was what?
A Sten gun.
What's a Sten gun?
A Sten gun is like a cheap machine gun, I think. Let me bring up a picture of it. Yeah, so it's a British submachine gun, which basically it's kind of like a pistol with a little arm thing, and the magazine, on like machine guns, magazines go in underneath, like vertically. It's stuck out on the side for some reason.
Oh, I'm looking at a picture of it now. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It was cheap and simple to manufacture, so it was like one of the cheapest machine guns you could get.
I might have missed you. I might have missed you saying this. So they wanted to push the Germans out of the Netherlands, and but there's this one place that they wanted to bomb, but it was filled with citizens, starving people, citizens, buildings, and like historical landmarks, and so they wanted to be more careful and strategic about this. So that Willie and Leo go in on a secret mission, just the two of them, with this cheap British machine gun. And what's their goal here?
To basically look and identify key sites, so they can go, don't bomb there. There's people there. Bomb that. Ammo dump.
So you don't need. This is
they didn't have drones, so they had to go in on foot.
This is an intelligence mission. They're just going in.
Basically they're scouts essentially.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
So as they kind of like snuck through the city in the dark, they killed and captured multiple sentries.
They captured? What, had they taken them with them?
Well, no, they would have probably either killed them or tied them up or something, I guess.
Okay.
During the mission, though, however, Willie got killed by enemy fire as they were kind of making their way through the city. Oh. So now Leo was all by himself. So what he did, refusing to retreat, he slowly moved his way through the city, cutting telephone wires and communication lines. He attacked isolated patrols one by one in the dark, like under cover of the dark. And then he would like capture German weapons. And he would kind of move around and attack using German weapons against Germans, trying to create the illusion that a larger Canadian force was already in the city.
That's amazing. Okay.
So he captured several German soldiers and then demanded to see their commanding officer. And he bluffed that the city was surrounded and the artillery bombardment was about to begin within hours. And what happened was the German commander shit his pants. And was totally convinced that resistance was pointless and that they had no hope of maintaining the city because, as far as they could tell, the Canadians were already in there and they couldn't speak to anyone around the city because all the cables had been cut. Leo had already been picking people off and capturing them, so their positions, they couldn't either communicate with them or they'd gone silent or were killed.
Hello, this is Rhys. I recommend that you listen to Purpose and Protection from Commissionaires Nova Scotia. The whole show is built on the ethos that behind every uniform is a story. So if you feel inspired by the stories of those who serve Canada, it is a must listen. And it'll give you insight on the mission, people and culture of the Commissionaires. So listen to Purpose and Protection at commissionaires.ca/podcast or wherever you get your podcasts.
Patreon.com/Canada is boring. Canada's coolest club. Premium fun, privileged access to secret content, a chat app with the hosts, hours of fun for everyone, the promise of eternal life.
Patreon.com/Canada is boring.
So they were in total disarray. They didn't know what the hell was going on. So he immediately ordered his troops to just withdraw from the city.
Wow. That's fucking crazy.
So when dawn broke on April the 14th, Zwolle was totally free of German troops. So
that's insane. So what happened? What started off as a reconnaissance mission turned out to be one man expelling an entire troop of Germans.
Yes, and saving the
nuts.
city and the people in the city in the process.
That's amazing. Holy fuck.
So there was no artillery bombardment. The historic medieval center was totally intact, including centuries-old churches and canals, all fully preserved, and you can visit them today. Leo Major then personally informed the Dutch resistance members that the Germans had left, and when Canadian troops entered the following morning, they already found the city had been liberated by Leo, and the Dutch resistance were in control of the streets.
That's amazing. Holy fuck, man.
Yeah. So
hold on. So Leo went there to look for buildings. His friend got killed. And then instead of retreating and saying, I know the buildings we need to bomb, he's just like, fuck it, I'm doing this all on my own. Yeah. It's like my friend got killed. I'm pissed off. I'm sending all these Germans trooping. Like he rolled a 20 on a charisma check on a manipulate. Like this
was a city of 50,000 people as well. It wasn't a small town.
I guess it wasn't charisma. It'd be like, what's my D&D lore here? It'd be intimidation. Anyway,
I don't nerd. I don't know what that is. Don't know what that is. Sorry.
That's amazing.
So he was given the Distinguished Conduct Medal, or the DCM, for his actions. He refused the first offer of the medal because it would have been presented to him by a British general he didn't like. Which I love. It's just like,
awesome.
You did so good. Here's a medal. I don't want to take my medal off that fucking loser.
Fuck you. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. Come back to me with my medal when somebody else I like is going to give it to me, who I have respect for. So he later earned that same medal again during the Korean War for recapturing Hill 355. He was one of the few soldiers to receive that kind of same award for two different wars.
What was the second war?
Korean War.
The Korean. What did he do there?
I just said he recaptured Hill 335.
Yeah, but I wanted a story.
Oh, that's all I've got.
Oh, okay.
That's a story for another day. And there's a street named after him in Zwolle. They actually named a street after him in the town.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
that's nice.
So essentially, he saved it, and everyone got fed, and then the Germans lost the war, and we never heard from Nazis again.
The end.
The end.
That's an amazing story, though. It's
incredible, isn't it?
I wish there's more details, honestly.
Well, there are, but in the format of our show, it's pretty brief. But again, the idea of the show is that it's not a comprehensive history of anything. Neither is it going to be necessarily accurate word for word, and that people should always kind of take it with a pinch of salt, or a grain of salt, as you say in Canada. But I would recommend that people go and read books from people who are like academics who've done a shit ton of research to enable this story to be told in a shorter format.
We are the tasting.
Yeah, we're the sample
noise?
platter. That was me breathing because it was a long sentence. With a sample platter. Oh, you know when you go to a gas station and it's not real food, and it's like you get a burger or a pizza in a gas station. It's not real food at all. It doesn't taste like any other like hot dog or pizza anywhere else you've had.
I don't think I want our podcast to be compared to gas station hamburgers. No, I like the tasting platter much better.
but if
that's a much better analogy.
If you're gonna have a meal and you go to a fine like a French restaurant, you expect everything. If you can have a meal in a gas station, it's kind of just is almost like food that you think that people have made. And they don't know what food is. Someone like mentioned it to them one day, and they've tried to make food based on that assumption. That's what our show is. It's gas station meal versus against, I don't know, like a show like Our Fake History, which is recorded and written by someone who is genuinely very factual with their research and an intensely intelligent, well-researched kind of person into history and all that kind of thing. Ours is not that. he's the fine dining experience with a gas station.
Please
meal,
stop comparing us to gas station hamburgers.
You get mustard. You sat by the dashboard. You get crumbs down by the gear stick. You get mustard on your trousers.
I think we're a little bit better than gas station food. Just say it.
With a hot dog that just spends all day spinning round and round. Doesn't go anywhere.
It's the
3 weeks later.
3 o'clock in the morning. There's nothing else open. You're hungry, and you go, I guess.
Fine.
That's gas station food. I'd like to think people listen to our show with a little bit more enthusiasm than. I guess. As you
tread across the sticky floor by the slushy machine, and you eat your hot dog that's been rotating for 3 or 4 hours, and you wash it down with a small bottle of 5-hour energy for truckers. You go, this is what Canada is Boring is all about.
No! Jesus Christ, man. We've been doing this for 5 years, and we've got a large audience and following that follows us and listens all the time. Do you think these are people that are addicted to gas station hot dogs? No.
But what they are is they're not tuning in thinking that they're going to get a fine historical dining experience. They're not coming in for like, Rhys has read 6 books for this episode. They're coming in going, Rhys and Jesse are going to tell this story, and there's a certain limit to how much I'm going to learn from it, but hopefully we'll have fun.
Yeah, no,
anyway.
I know that. That's all fine. I just don't like the comparison.
It's going to be like we have a loose relationship with the source material. Gas station food has a loose relationship with nutrition.
No. I like the tasting platter much better. That's
okay.
Nice.
Is the tasting platter? Forget all the gas station meal stuff. So, this is our Remembrance Day episode. It was a fucking awesome story. And again, why hasn't it been made into a film and then remade in the 80s and then remade in the early 2000s and then remade again now?
It's funny. Canadian film funding sources have prioritized Canadian stories. Like when you go to them for funding. No, I know, but this is the thing. To try to get Canadian stories out, and the shows and movies that are of true Canadian stories that get made are so boring. I'm like, there's so many interesting Canadian stories that just aren't being fucking made. I don't understand at all. Honestly,
make 5 less films about people who live in the woods and have feelings, and use that money to make 1 film about this.
What show are you talking about?
I don't know. I feel like a lot of Canadian films are like, I've got feelings. And that's it.
You watch a lot of movies, don't you, Rhys?
There's like a whole genre of Canadian films, like no plot, no real substance, just people with feelings. I'm shouting at you.
I famously, as a Canadian filmmaker, do not like the fact I do not like Canadian films. It's no secret that I don't like Canadian
I'm sure there's some good ones. I started watching.
There are some good ones. There are. And the ones that are good are mind-blowingly good.
I don't want to piss on an entire nation's film industry.
No, go ahead. We know we're not good.
If it, all right,
kind of like a running joke.
But I think it's a symptom of how the system works and who gets funded and why, rather than a reflection of the creativity that's out there. Because there is a ton of creativity. You see it when people do it themselves on YouTube and everything without the need of. There's a ton out there, and it's just a shame that the money gets spent in the way it does. But yeah, nothing to do with Remembrance Day.
You are now entering the STD zone. Incoming STD. Loading small talk. Enhancing anecdotes. Dick jokes processing. You have reached the small talk dimension zone.
Have you seen Blackberry? That's a Canadian film. It's
do you know why I didn't watch it? Because I saw Jay Baruchel's wig and I was like, I can't watch that.
It's fantastic. It's one of the best. It's yes, his wig. I'm sure. I think I brought this up before. It's one of the best Canadian films.
It's the same reason I can't watch the what's the Star Wars film? You know, the Star Wars the who's the guy?
Adam Driver?
No, it's the one of the TV show offshoots they did. It's the not the Mandalorian, the other guy, the green Mandalorian guy.
Green Mandalorian.
I can't remember why it's Boba Fett. The Book of Boba Fett. I can't watch it because he had his veneers done and he's got these bright white teeth. And when he talks like he's just had his veneers done. It's not a reflection on the Blackberry movie. It's not a reflection on Jay Baruchel. All I can see is that kind of weird wig to make him look old.
It's worth watching. It's definitely worth watching.
I'm sure it is, but I just personally can't get past those things. And all I'll look at is the wig and I'll obsess over it for 90 minutes. So if you are going to star in a film that you want me to watch, don't get a bad wig or veneers done.
You heard it here first, folks. If you want to send us a SpeakPipe and say hello, please do. SpeakPipe.
Yeah.
I'm just going to check which one it is. SpeakPipe.com/Canadian politics is boring. Is that it? No, it isn't. You must have changed it. SpeakPipe.com/Canada is boring. Nope, that's neither one.
Ah, should be working.
Maybe this is why we haven't been getting any SpeakPipes.
Did it go SpeakPipe gone?
Oh, no, it is Canadian politics is boring. That's why.
/Canadian. Yeah, Canadian politics is boring. Leave us a SpeakPipe.
Hopefully, Rhys, 1 year will fix that. So speakpipe.com/Canadian politics is boring, because we haven't bothered to fix it in 2 years. And send us a message. Say hi. We haven't heard from you in a while. We'd love to know that people are listening.
Yeah,
and it's not other than just my mom. Hi, Mom.
Yeah. Hi, Jesse's mom. Last thing before we go, can we talk about Katy Perry and Justin Trudeau?
The Beaverton or the Onion, or was one of the two. I sent it to you.
But like the fact they're out dating together in public, getting like photographed by photographers and stuff.
It's crazy.
It's just. But I've always thought, at the end when they were going, he's gonna go. I was always in my head. I was like, he's got two directions. One is that you'll get this high-powered job at the United Nations as like global ambassador for yoga or something, or he would be a celebrity, and he's gone down the celebrity route rather than
interesting. That's interesting. Yeah.
For yoga.
I mean, that makes a lot of sense for Justin Trudeau, honestly.
So now he knows he's going to be doing like magazine photo shoots. He's going to have a brand of fragrance,
right? I
imagine, just called Trudeau.
It was either the Onion or the Beaverton, one of the two, that said that they're going to be selling the
fuck Trudeau t-shirts at Katy Perry concerts.
Yeah.
I cannot wait to hear the next album she releases, inspired by her love for Justin Trudeau. What a moment in popular culture.
Right? Oh my god.
It was just I don't know why I was surprised he went for the celebrity route rather than the global statesman route, but I guess it was probably just easier. Less paperwork.
All right, dear listener, thank you so much for listening to our World War II epic story.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say.
I just want to put out there as well, though, Jesse, you'd be a good candidate for global ambassador for yoga.
Thank you. Yes. You know how much...
You do bendy shit.
I do bendy. I used to do bendy shit, and then I got old, and now I just do.
So did Justin. Is he more or less bendy than you?
Definitely more bendy. He could throw himself down a flight of stairs anytime he wants.
Just ask Katy.
Perry.
Yeah. Okay. Well. Yeah.
Shall we just wait for the show to get even more awkward before we end it? I don't got anything else.
Bye, everyone.
Silence. Okay, goodbye. Bye. Weird.
Super cool, they're much too polite. A place that's exciting with kryptonite. You may fall asleep with no warning because Canada is boring, boring. Because Canada is boring, boring. Canada is boring, so boring. Canada is so fucking boring, boring, boring. A real cool podcast with Rhys and Jesse.